Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 360 Sports. I'm your host, Jacob Gold, and today we're talking about hockey. Guys, one of my favorite sports. Obviously, unfortunately, baseball is going to take the cake on that one, but hockey is my second favorite. I played hockey in high school, and today we're going to be talking about it. For those out there, I'm with Justino Ricchini, I'm with Nick Verano, and I'm with Oliver Turner. Guys, today we've got a really good show in store. We're going to be talking about the trade deadline first, though. You know, it's coming up on Friday with some teams on the fence, you know, between like buying and selling. I want to know, who do you expect your teams to acquire and who you expect some teams to send players away?
Well, right now, obviously, Colton Parayko just got traded to the Sabres. So big trade for Brennan and the Sabres. Pending, I think, physical, I believe he said before the show. So redeem Merca and a first for Colton Parayko. That's a very good trade. Parayko, good defenseman for Buffalo. He'll be good for them. But, you know, I think a lot of teams are going to be hesitant to fully buy at this deadline because the Blues and the Rangers are the two teams that are selling right now. And overall, there aren't that many other teams that are like fully selling. You have the Flames, the Jets, some of these other teams that will probably sell. But again, a lot of teams are going to need pieces here after this deadline's over. I expect Trocheck to be dealt. Obviously, he's going to be a hot topic. The Rangers are always in the headlines, and right now they're heavy in it right now.
Yeah, tough season for us Rangers fans. A couple other teams I think might be in the mix. I think we could see Toronto maybe deal a few. I mean, they should.
They should.
Whether they will or not is a whole nother discussion, and Vancouver should absolutely sell the house.
Yeah, I mean, Toronto's fans, they are rabid. Yeah. They're going to probably sell.
They need to retool. This isn't the core that's going to win them a championship.
Yeah, I mean, with Matthews, you obviously have a chance every single year, but like overall, their entire team is just underperformed.
Would you give Matthews sort of like a timer on Toronto?
I give him like
the window's closing.
2 to 3 more years. He's already in his 30 or pushing 30, I believe. So I mean, that timer is right now. Ticking.
The championship window is closing, if not closed this season.
Yeah,
for them.
It's closed this year, I believe, and it's closing in a few years because Matthews hasn't scored 60 goals since he did a few years ago.
Plus, we don't even know if he wants to be there anymore.
Yeah,
at this rate.
That's
Marner.
a good point. Yeah, lost Marner. We'll see what happens with Willie Nylander,
Matthew Nyes,
exactly.
Yeah,
Nick.
I don't know. I think the Sabres aren't done either. I mean, they're trying to break that. What's it? 14 years of a playoff drought. I mean, they got to. I think they got to. I think they're not done yet.
Brendan.
And I think don't sleep on the Red Wings to pick up a few pieces too. They got the assets for it as well. So I think the Red Wings might try and make a little push.
Yeah. I think a few other teams we could see in the mix to make moves. I think, like you said, the Wild, obviously.
Oh, they are going to make a move.
I think Montreal we could see buying a little bit. The Avs obviously could be stocking up for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then, you can never count out Vegas making a move at the deadline.
No, Vegas needs something right now. Mark Stone's hurt right now. Obviously, the annual Mark Stone on long-term IR. So
Every year.
Hurt. And also the Penguins. Dubas has 14 second-round picks over the next few years. So
I time to use some of
Kyle
those.
Dubas is going to use a few of those second-round picks. He's a genius. He got Chinikov for basically nothing. He already has 10 goals. He got so many other players for basically nothing, and they're just turning into everything. So, the Penguins are not done.
Could we see the Isles maybe make a move to stock up?
The Isles are going to have to. Every team in the East is going to have to make a move, especially in the Metro. Maybe
if they want
Hurricanes.
If they want to compete for an actual championship, they're going to have to stock up in some way.
Well, the Penguins, they're going to have to get rid of Stuart Skinner. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but the Penguins have to get rid of Stuart Skinner.
And I personally see the Islanders adding on probably an older piece to their team.
Veteran core
that can stay with some of these young guys and sort of teach them the ropes, get some playoff experience in that locker room. But another team that might need that is the Minnesota Wild, like you touched on earlier, Oliver. But I want to talk about something else with the Wild. We're going to move on to Kirill Kaprizov. And Kirill the Thrill, he broke Minnesota Wild their record for career goals last night in a win over the Tampa Bay Lightning. How do you guys see the rest of the season playing out for both him and the Wild?
I mean, the Wild are elite. I mean, that Central Division is loaded right now. And Kaprizov, he's been the real deal since he came to the NHL. I mean, we think about this guy. Like, he has scored 30, 40 goal seasons every single year he's been in the league. And, obviously with, Russia not being involved in the Olympics, it's a shame we don't see guys like this on the national stage. But at the same time, Kaprizov's doing everything he can for the Wild right now. And they have guys like Faber, Boldy, Quinn Hughes. Their team is loaded right now. That's a team I don't think anybody wants to see in the playoffs. So they just beat Tampa 5-1 last night. Is there anything else for them to even do? Like except to win a title, like they have to go all in.
Yeah, they have to.
They do.
It's crazy that they're third in the league in points and they're third in their division.
Yeah, that just shows how deep that division is.
That division's deep. I mean,
safe to say the cup might be in the West this year.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe an East team could make a run at it. Carolina.
Well,
maybe.
Carolina will never get over the edge.
Carolina will never get past the conference finals.
No. Like you touched on, I mean, Kirill's been the engine of that team for his whole career. I think he's 40 goals every year he's been in the league.
I believe so.
The duo with Matt Boldy has been probably the best duo in the entire NHL this year. I think they're both on pace to score 50 and 100-plus points.
Which is nuts.
And then you add arguably the best defenseman in the league to that team. And like we touched on a couple minutes ago, they're not done.
Yeah, no,
absolutely not.
They're a team that would be perfect to get any depth piece.
And they're lined up for probably what's going to be the most fun series of the entire playoff against the Dallas Stars.
Yeah,
that's going 7, and I honestly have no idea who wins it.
I mean, Dallas has been elite this year with Robertson and that team,
and kind of a down year for Rantanen.
Yeah, it has, and he's a little banged up too. And then the Avalanche are obviously the Avalanche. They had such a scorching hot start to the year and they kind of faded off a little bit, so to speak, but they're still
the best team in the NHL.
They still have McKinnon, who is angry that he didn't get the gold medal, which is bad. That's a bad feeling. I've
never seen a man so mad receiving a stuffed animal.
Yeah, I was going to say the stuffed animal. He was very upset at receiving that in Italy.
Yeah, that whole thing with the stuffed animal, I don't think I would be.
Yeah, if I was a player that just lost in the gold medal game, I wouldn't want a stuffed rat as an animal or whatever.
I don't see how anybody could be happy.
I believe I saw on Twitter someone said they could have handed him out at the same time as the medal.
They should have. That would have been funny.
Speed up the process a little bit for those guys.
But that division, whoever wins the cup's coming out of that division.
Realistically.
I mean, honestly. And whoever it's probably going to be Avalanche or Wild and Stars in the conference finals. So
whoever makes out of that Wild Star series, because I think that's pretty much locked up. Neither of them are catching the ass. I don't think any of them are dropping off out of that central.
And the Pacific is terrible.
Yeah.
Like right now, the Ducks are in second place in that division. The Sharks are somehow have a chance to make the playoffs.
I think we could see the Kings sneak in there.
That's the thing, and the Kings aren't even that good.
The Kings just always hang around, and maybe the acquisition of Panarin could get them a few.
That division,
win them a few games they might have lost without
that division's brutal.
That's really a coin flip, though. I mean,
it's
gonna be. I mean. You might just see the Oilers in the conference finals because no one else is good enough to make it there.
The Oilers are going to be there, so I mean,
it's going to be Oilers and then one of the central teams.
Exactly.
Well, do you guys think maybe on the East side, you think Carolina versus the Islanders or?
Dude, I mean, the East is wide open right now. The Atlantic is wide open.
Penguins could make a run.
They could. Any team in the East could make a run.
I think the Lightning are the team to beat right now.
Okay. Well, they are. They are. I mean, that second team in the conference finals, it's anybody because right now the East, the Atlantic is very loaded.
It's Tampa's conference to lose.
It is. Just because of how talented they are. I mean, Faz is elite.
And with a banged up Braden Point and Brandon Hagel and Anthony Cirelli throughout the entire season.
They're banged up.
And I mean, Kucherov just puts up points.
Yeah, he does.
It's true. But I want to touch back up on the Islanders. I want to talk about Matthew Schaefer and the season he's having. He's been breaking records nearly every week this season. The number 1 pick is sparking a resurgence of the Islanders this season. What do you guys see happening in Schaefer's future in the NHL?
I mean, this guy, in my opinion, is on track to be a Hall of Famer at this point. It's not even crazy to say. It's not even crazy to say. This guy already has 20-plus goals as a defenseman. That is the craziest part about all that. He's leading any player from this past draft class in goals by far. I mean, he has 20-plus this season. And right now, the Islanders, they needed somebody like him. Whenever he was drafted, and all the stories came out about his mom, and everything else. You knew this guy was going to be an elite hockey player. He is so talented. The Islanders hit on this pick by far. And I mean, it sucks to say as a Penguins fan that he is going to be a Hall of Famer and a future just perennial all-star player every single year, but he is.
You say it sucks for a Penguins fan. How does it feel as a Rangers fan?
Well, that's also true because you're in the same city. But overall, as a fan of the Metro Division, it is just brutal. It is brutal to be a fan of a team where Schaefer is going to be the best player on the ice as a defenseman. That's just unheard of. You don't normally see that. You saw that with guys like Ray Bourque and some other players back in the day, but you don't see that often anymore. And he's probably the best player on their team right now.
Yeah, I mean,
think about how he's going to stabilize that defense for just probably the next 15 years.
Exactly.
I think he's going to be a top 3 defenseman in the NHL. Probably until the day he retires.
I can't remember an Islanders defense as stout as it is right now since their cup run in 2020.
What about the 80s?
The 80s, yeah.
The 80s, sure. But, I mean, you have a couple of great pieces back there, but adding Schaefer to that really just bolsters it and makes it just one unique group that just torments the East.
Definitely makes the move off of Noah Dobson look much better.
It really does. I mean, you had a piece like Noah Dobson on the Islanders, and then you go ahead, remove him, go to Montreal.
Yeah, I mean, the Islanders have always been good defensively. Think of like guys like Matt Martin and some of these other guys. Like they have always been good defensively. That's their breath. The Islanders want to win games 2-1. They've done that for years. And Patrick Waugh does not differ from that. He wants to win games like 2-1, 1-0.
And if you look over the last like 4 or 5 seasons, their top point producer hasn't really cracked 90, maybe more than once. Yeah. I think Barzell did it in like 2023.
Yeah, Barzell did it once, I think, yeah.
But other than that, they're not like blowing you out.
No, they play good defense. They have good goaltending, and that's just
Sorokin's having a fantastic year.
Yeah, he's having a great year.
He might just win the Vezina out of nowhere.
I mean, I don't think he will. I think Vasilevsky
should.
He has it right now. If the season ends today.
Maybe if Shesterkin stayed healthy.
He's having a good year, but he wasn't healthy.
He's just not going to get the wins.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's true. And let's talk about some playoffs a little bit. And what you need for the playoffs are some key veteran pieces, much like Shesterkin and Sorokin. I want to talk about, with the trade deadline coming up, what are some moves that your teams are going to make? Guys, I want your opinions. Well, let's get this started.
It goes first.
I'm first. Talk about the Flyers here, but
oh man, 2 Flyers fans here.
Yeah,
not good for the Penguins program. But my pick's going to be Robert Thomas. I think for the Flyers, they need a number 1 at center. They've been needing that for years now, and it's about time they go get him. I don't care that they're like 67 points or like 6 points out of a spot from the wild card spot right now, but they need to go get a number 1 center. Like, it's a long-term solution. I could care less where they end up in the lottery. Go get your number 1 center, pair him with Michkov, Konechny, and start building the front line because they desperately need it.
I would be surprised if the Flyers did this because I don't know. Like, they're having, like you said, they've won, or before the show, they've won 3 in a row. That's called a streak.
That's
called a streak. Listen, they're trending in the right direction, but Columbus is 12-1 in their last 15. Like,
Columbus
is a wagon.
The Islanders are like right now. The Flyers don't fit in the playoff picture. Like, I don't know how much they're going to buy.
The Capitals don't really scare me because they're also in the playoff picture a little bit.
But that's what I mean. Like, I don't know how much the Flyers buy if they're not in the playoff picture.
I don't even think they need to buy right now. It's just they need a long-term solution. Just go get it. Like, it's not like they've been rebuilding for forever. Let's stop holding on to assets. And go get a guy and start building because like it's been like that like for 2 years, for like 2-3 years now. Oh, let's like we're on the fringe. Let's sell. No, let's go get a guy and let's push us over the hump. Maybe not this year, but next year, let's come out firing.
Because, he's 26 years old. Like, he's a young player. He'd be a good piece to pair along.
I just don't know if the Flyers quite have the capital to go do this.
That's also true.
Yeah.
And from a Blues perspective, I know there's been all this talk. They're not that good this year. I was honestly thinking that they might not move off of Robert Thomas until the offseason.
Yeah.
And just ride it out this season.
Yeah.
But assuming they get an offer good enough, I'm sure they'll deal him.
Yeah. I mean, if they get a couple firsts for him, they're not.
That's probably the going.
They're not turning him down. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on.
I think Oliver's up.
It's me.
All right.
All right. We talked about this earlier with the Rangers being terrible. I'm saying we should sell the house, but more specifically, Vincent Trocheck. Been a great center for us the last couple of years. He's got 39 points this season, but there's no denying the Rangers are not making the playoffs this year and probably not for the next 2 years. So the going rate for him right now is a first-round pick and maybe a prospect. So if we can get as much as possible for Vincent Trocheck, that would be ideal. And I think the Wild are a team that could use a center just like him.
I really like this.
I do.
I think the Penguins should get him as well, too. I mean, there's a lot of things the Penguins need, too, to move forward. But if the Wild get Trocheck, they're winning the Cup. I'll say it right now. They're winning the Cup if they get Trocheck.
I actually think the Penguins should do something like I think they should move to younger.
That's true. I mean, the thing is, the Penguins
team is so old.
They're an older team, but at the same time, this year for the Penguins reminds me of like Curry's last runs with the Warriors. Like, you have to go all in. You need to go all in. I'm serious. If you want to win, you have to go all in.
It's true.
It's true. Like, Jordan Poole was a good player on that role player on that team. Like, the Penguins need to get good role players to win the Cup.
Absolutely. You want another center? Go take Mika Zibanejad. Rangers should sell everybody.
I do not want Mika Zibanejad. That's for sure.
Neither do we.
Yeah, nobody
only Chris Drury does.
Yeah, exactly. Zibanejad. Nah, I'm good. All right. I am up.
Go ahead.
Yep. The Penguins in the playoff hunt, surprisingly. So we're going to buy at the deadline.
I just can't believe they're here.
Right now, the guy I'm going to go with, he's on my fantasy team this year, Blake Coleman for the Calgary Flames. He's a +9 this season as a third-line center for the Calgary Flames, and he has 13 goals. So that's somebody for the Penguins that reminds me of, maybe Anthony Beauvillier, who, will get some goals for you and play good defense and be very solid in hopes to go on a run in the playoffs. That's what the Capitals did last year when they got him from us. And, Blake Coleman is a tremendous player. I mean, honestly, this year he's been very underrated because the Flames have just sucked. And, if I were the Penguins, I'd give up maybe a third-round pick, maybe Stuart Skinner as well in that trade for him, because if the Penguins want to go on a cup run to the Stanley Cup Finals, Sergei Murashov, their goalie in Wilkes-Barre, needs to be called up. I mean, that is just point blank. They cannot have Artur Sivas or Skinner start in the playoffs. That is a fact. All Penguins fans should agree with me on that. Sergei Murashov is the real deal. He reminds me of Matt Murray when he got called up in the 2016 Cup run. So the Penguins, go get your guy in Blake Coleman if you can't get Trocheck, who I also want, and go on a run, because right now the Penguins are surging and they need some more defensive depth.
I agree with you on the defensive depth.
Yeah.
You bring up an interesting point, getting rid of Stuart Skinner.
Listen, here's the thing. When has a goalie tandem won a cup in the last 20 years?
I mean, Boston's didn't work in 2022.
Exactly.
So
That's my point.
You need a number one goalie.
Point. Sergei Murashov right now, I believe he's got 2.1 goals allowed per game, 22-4 in the minors right now. That's what Matt Murray did whenever he got called up. And look how that worked when Matt Murray got called up.
Yeah, but I mean, that worked out. That was like a 1 in a.
I know, but right now this is a Penguins team.
Lightning striking twice, hopefully.
Lightning could strike twice for the Penguins because, one, you have Crosby coming back in a month. You need a kind of a depth piece on the bottom because Kevin Hayes played last night because Lizotte was hurt, and Kevin Hayes is washed. Kevin Hayes is legend.
Don't say that about the Philadelphia Flyers.
He's a Flyers legend, but he's washed. He is Unk, bro. He is washed. We do not need
future
Unk
Penguins legend.
He will be a future Penguins legend because he'll be riding the bench in the playoffs.
Nice practice player for you guys.
He is, yeah.
All right. Gosh. Well, talking about goalies, I got to go up and do my pick.
Oh, man.
Here
we go.
Here's another Flyers fan
approaching
the stand. I feel like I'm about to give I don't even know. All right. Here's my pick. I believe that the Philadelphia Flyers should give up Rasmus Ristolainen. They should give up Samuel Ersson, and they should give up a pick. I know it's a lot, but we should get Jesper Wallstedt. He is a rookie this season. He's having an unbelievable season. He's been on the trade block for since the beginning of the season for the Minnesota Wild. And he's a great piece, and the Flyers need another goaltender. And I think this is going to solve an issue that is presenting the Philadelphia Flyers with years to come on this decision. So that's my pick. I think Jesper Wallstedt would be a fantastic addition in Philadelphia.
Wallstedt is a tremendous player. I agree with that. I think, because I think the Wild will go with Gustafsson in the playoffs.
Exactly.
They should. So, and Wallstedt, that's basically retooling in a younger sense. They're not really buying, but they're not selling at the same time.
I agree. It's a long-term move, too.
Harrison is not, he's not the long-term solution.
No,
you need a new goaltender. I don't know how long Talkett's going to be there also. There's going to be a lot of changes in Philly. I think you need to get younger.
We just talked about how you need a number one goalie in the playoffs. You need a guy that's going to steal you the game.
Exactly.
If you look at all the last Cup winners,
yes,
Sergei Bobrovsky and Andrei Vasilevsky have won 4 of the last 6 Stanley Cups.
Yeah.
So
that's why Murashov should be called up. Continue the Russian lineage. Continue that Russian lineage for the Stanley Cup.
And the Flyers have had goalie issues for forever. And the whole thing with Carter Hart didn't help because maybe he could have been a guy, but that whole thing
is the thing. When that happened,
now he's right where he belongs in Vegas.
He could have been good, and then everything came out about him, and it was wow, that just tarnished.
Yeah, and now he's in Vegas.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right where he's supposed to be.
Makes sense. Yeah.
The Sin City. Well, let's move to where the draft was actually. What was it 2 years ago? Maybe
the Sphere.
When it was
the Sphere.
The Sphere.
The Sphere. Yeah.
So let's move back to the draft in 2025. Now that we're nearly done with the NHL regular season, let's redraft the first 5 picks of the 2025 NHL draft.
Is anyone going against who is taken number 1?
No, I think everybody has Schaefer at 1.
I definitely have Schaefer at 1.
There's franchise-changing player, legitimately.
Yeah,
that's not even an overstatement at this point. He is a franchise-defining player.
He lived up to that number 1 pick. hype 100%.
He would be
Lived
number
into the
one
hype.
this year, the year before.
And the thing is, the hype around him wasn't as strong as it was for like a guy. And obviously, Celebrini's lived up to the hype and Bedard, but the hype was not nearly as big for Schaefer.
No,
He's
not
lived up to it
close.
in a bigger.
And he's
billing.
been just as good as they
He
have.
has exactly.
Exactly. So I want to get you guys second picks. Oliver, we'll go with you, and we'll go this way.
I have Michael Misa again. No change there.
I
I
do
think it was
too.
a great pick for the Sharks.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, Michael Misa's done really well the last few weeks. I mean, like, I don't think they would have went any other way because at this point, there's a lot of guys that aren't in the NHL. So, I mean, I think Misa's
They have a very strong young core with
Yeah,
him or without him, but he
Exactly.
adds to that.
Yeah, Misa's
Yeah, I had nothing to add. I had Misa too. I mean, he's young. He's looking good. So
Surprise, surprise. I had Misa as well. He had an overtime winner the other night against
Yeah.
the Jets,
Yeah, he did.
beating the Secretary of Defense, Connor Hellebuck.
who has been really bad, by the way, since he came back.
True, very
So,
true. He partied a little
Something
too
to
hard.
something to watch
Still
out
hung
here. Something to
he used
watch
all that
out.
magic in one little run.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Maybe the third pick will get some diversity here.
yeah.
Let's go with you, Oliver.
I have Kindle. I actually really liked how he's looked recently. So
Yeah.
I have him moving up to 3.
Yeah, I mean, I have
I like that.
the glorious Prince Benjamin Kindle. You know, I mean, he is awesome. Tremendous player. I doubted Dubas when he drafted him, and I am apologizing to Kyle Dubas because he is the real deal. I mean, I don't know how this guy, nobody knew who he was, too, before the draft, and now he has 15 goals in his rookie season.
Yeah, so
I actually went different. I went James Higgins.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still in college, but he's got 40 points in 30 games at
Yeah.
Boston College, and he's playing really well up there.
Yeah, I like
So-
that.
That is a good pick.
Boston College is the one. BU's having a really
fantastic.
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
talk about that in a few minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Boston College is having a really good year, and Higgins is a big reason why.
That's exactly right. I'm going to go with another college guy, actually. For my third pick, I'm going to go with Porter Martone. The
Yeah.
Flyers took him at 6. I think he fell back a little farther than he should have gone.
Mm-hmm.
Porter Martone has been having an unbelievable season. I mean, he's definitely one of, if not the best player in college hockey right now. I know, a very debatable subject.
That is debatable.
But look, I don't think it's crazy. Like, debatable, not crazy.
Not crazy. Yeah.
Not crazy.
No, not crazy.
But
but
no.
But no.
Anyways, I think he would have done. I think he could have gone 3 over some of these other players. Oliver, what do you have with your 4?
So at 4, I have James Higgins. Been playing fantastic all year for BC. They're in
Mhm.
contention almost solely because of him.
Yep.
And again, we'll
Physically,
talk in a
yeah.
few minutes about how far they're getting.
Yeah.
But I have him going 4.
Yeah, I have Martone at 4. Big body,
Okay.
up at the front line. I think he is tremendous. I mean, he's going to be a great player, physical guy in the NHL. If he just figures out more of his full game, that's why he's in college. That's why some of these guys are in college to develop, and I think he's a good player.
For me, I had Caleb Desnors. He's been playing really well overseas right now. I mean, he's averaging like 1.6 points a game right now. He just won a playoff MVP too. I mean, he's playing really well on both sides of the ice.
Yeah, absolutely. I had Kindle for
Yeah, you
my
had Kindle
4th.
there? Yeah.
Like you guys have touched
Yeah.
on, he's just a fantastic
Lighting
player.
it up.
Yeah.
When you were 81 in Pittsburgh, you remind everybody of Phil Kessel. So that is just awesome. He's playing like him.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. All right.
At 5, I had Zahorski. I'm really surprised with his play so far. I think he's far outplayed where he was drafted, and
Yeah.
therefore I have him moving up to 5.
Yeah, I mean, I have Higgins right there. I mean, like you said, for everything you said, he's carried their team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick?
For me, I had Porter Martone to round out my top 5. I had moving up just one spot. I mean, he's playing really well for Michigan State this year. I mean, he's also 6'3". I mean, he's got the skill set. He's just got to develop a little bit. It takes some of these guys time. So he's over there figuring it out before he comes up to the Flyers.
Absolutely. I'm going Higgins with my 5th.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be much arguments here.
No.
But let's move on to some college, or continue talking about some college. And let's talk about our predictions for the regional tournaments and the Frozen Four.
Yeah.
Guys, this is going to be fun.
It's going to be a great tournament. Obviously, repping St.
Yeah.
Louis from last
Yeah.
year. Penn State made it to the Frozen Four. Obviously, not the result they wanted, but it was fun to be there in St. Louis last year. But I mean, this year, a couple of teams, the Big Ten's going to be there. They're going to be the most represented team. Michigan and Michigan State are dominant. They're going to be there. One of those two teams, if not both, and maybe Penn State. So they're going to be a lot of representatives there. But watch out for Quinnipiac. They're a team that I think not a lot of people are talking about. They're number 8 right now. Ethan Wittenbach, 57 points right now, the leader in college hockey by over 10 points. So he is absolutely outstanding. Minnesota Duluth also very sneaky. The NCHC normally sends a team every single year for some reason, and Denver's having a bit of a down year. So I mean, Western Michigan, Minnesota Duluth, they could be there.
Yeah, I liked all the teams you touched on. I really like the way Western Michigan's been playing recently. They've been playing really good. I mean, I think they're still in the top 4 right now.
They are, yeah.
And they're still playing really well. So I would not be surprised if they're there in that Final Four. And if they don't go to the Final Four, they're going to have a deep run regardless.
Yeah. We touched on BC when we talked about Hagens. I think they're going to go pretty far. They've been playing fantastic all year. And I kind of have a bit of a weird dark horse. I think UMass could do a little damage in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I mean, right now, college hockey, like remember, Penn State was the last team to get in the tournament last year, and they went to the Frozen Four. So
that was sort of like a Cinderella.
Exactly, that's what I mean. So like,
I think UMass could be more the same.
Could be that same story from last year.
And I do think Penn State's going to be in here. We're not going to waste Gavin McKenna's 1 year here.
They need to get healthy. I mean, right? They did not play well against Notre Dame. If they can get healthy, Serrato, allegedly he's day to day right now.
I think he's coming back to the playoffs.
Yeah. He should be. He might be back this weekend. He might be back in a couple like that. He's day to day. Like they don't know like his status. So hope he needs. If they want to go to the Frozen Four, he has to be back.
Yeah,
100%.
But I mean, McKenna came here for one reason. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So.
Well, he came here, and Serrato's got to be there too. Because without Serrato, they've been a little. They've lacked in the face-off circle.
Absolutely, that was one thing from the series that I watched against Ohio State. That was
they've lacked in the face-off circle without him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Watch McKenna to be a little riser too, especially like in this regional tournament. Like he's probably going to get hot.
Yeah, and he's getting hot right now.
Yeah, he's getting hot at the right time.
He wants to win.
Yeah, he wants to win, and he wants the Hobies.
So. Yeah, he's gonna turn.
There's a lot.
He wants the number 1 overall pick
on his place right now. Yeah,
he'll get it. He'll get it. I'm saying he wants the pay bump from 1 to 2.
Yeah, he does.
True, absolutely. Well, let's move on to some NHL picks for tonight and tomorrow. So we got a few games for you guys. The Islanders are playing the Ducks. We just talked about Matthew Schaefer. A few guys like Cutter Gauthier on the younger side of the Ducks lineup.
I am a huge fan of his. He's on my fantasy team. A huge fan.
I am not a big fan of
him. Because of that, I'm going to be the villain and pick the Ducks because Matt Becker is an Islanders fan. And I absolutely do not want him to be ahead of us in the standings come tomorrow.
I'm taking the Isles. It should be a fun game, but we just talked about it. Isles are going to win this game 2-1. Probably a goal from Schaefer.
Yeah.
Nice performance out of Sorokin if he is starting, which I believe he is.
He should be, yeah.
I'm going Islanders again. I don't like Cutter. For everything he did in Philly. He's playing really well. I really wish he was on the Flyers, but he don't want to be here. His ego's too big. Year. So for that reason, I'm going to go with the Islanders. They've also won 3 straight. They're going to stay hot.
He couldn't get it done in Philly. What makes you think he's going to do it tonight?
Hey,
I know that was a while ago.
He had a goal the other night.
He's been playing pretty well.
He has been doing well.
He's playing well, but I'm also going to go with the Islanders here. They're a wagon right now. You guys,
unfortunately,
I'm not so
bad.
None of us are happy about it.
None of us are happy. The Islanders are a wagon.
This is an all Metro show, so none of us are happy.
None of us are Islanders fans. So this makes it so much worse.
Let's move out of the Metro for a second. The Golden Knights are playing in Detroit.
This is going to be a fun game.
Right now, Vegas is hurt. I mean, they do not look good over past the Olympic break. They just lost to Buffalo last night. So
Buffalo is a bit of a wagon right now.
They are. I have the Red Wings winning this one, though. Larkin's been kind of hot since coming back from the Olympics. So
yeah, I'm going to agree with you. Vegas dropped 3 in a row. They're obviously hurt. I'm staying with the Red Wings, especially at home.
Okay.
I'm picking Vegas to kind of steal this one, honestly.
I feel like they need it, too.
Love it.
They need it to break out of their slump. I think they're going to steal this one. They kind of always win games they necessarily shouldn't. So
that is true, and that was actually my rationale. I'm also going to go with the Golden Knights here. So split table, I love when that happens.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the Metro. We talked about how the Sabres are a wagon.
No wonder who you're picking.
This is the game.
Sabres at Penguins tomorrow.
Yes.
Justino,
I will be there at the paint can tomorrow. PPG Paints Arena. Yes, it is.
Let's go.
It is a big game tomorrow. Banner balls going on the road. Brennan's podcast. So it's going to be awesome. I have the Penguins winning, obviously. Seaboss has been a brick wall in net since coming back from the Olympic break. Obviously, the Sabres are a good team. They're going to hang in there, but I think the Penguins win 5-2.
Okay.
I'm gonna go opposite you. I'm going Sabres. They've won 4 in a row since the break, and they're gonna break your heart tomorrow. I'm sorry.
I do not see that happening.
I'm also going Buffalo. Tage Thomas is gonna score a hat trick on you.
Dude, if he scores a hat trick, I'm walking out of the building. I am walking out of the building.
I think I'm going to go with the Sabres here because I really don't like the Penguins.
Wow, this is like a table that just hates the Penguins.
Yep.
I wonder why.
This is a hate watch.
Yeah, but you shouldn't, like, come on. Like,
I hope the hate watch will be successful tomorrow night. Unfortunately, tomorrow there will be no show for 360 Sports, and we're going to have to conclude this episode. Thank you all for watching. For Jacob Gold, Owen Turner, Justina Ricchini, and Nick Verano. Guys, thank you all for watching. Have a great night.